Hello everyone. Today we are here to present about the neurological diagram for the farmers for farmers. We are a group of 4 members: Khushbu Patel, Narendra Karki, Anjan Thapa, and myself, Manohar Dhare. Next slide, please. Before talking about the presentation, let me first give you the scenario of the organization. The Farmers for Farmers is the cooperative society based on the Brisbane, and the main aim of the society is to supply the farmers' products to the retailers in an efficient and effective manner. Apart from this, the other aim of the organization is to supply the farmers with the necessary equipments, fertilizers, and seeds in an effective manners. In this presentation, we are going to talk about business and technical goals, user communities, data stores logical diagram, and security mechanism being implemented in the organization. Now, I would like to call Khushbu to continue on the presentation.
Thanks, Manohar. As we know that every organization has to set the business goal and a technical goals to get the desired outcomes. Likewise, F4F organization also has set some business goals and technical goals. Some business goals such as this organization supply fresh farm products from farmers to retailers at a cost-effective and efficient manner and with a better price. So it will attract more customers towards the organization, and it will increase the sale as well. This organization also provide the required items to the farmers in a time and a cost efficient manner. As in this organization, many delivery drivers and clients working from outside of the office, so of course they need to provide a technical support, and they will use the network as well. So this organization has decided to build a highly secure network through which a software program enable the whole process of purchasing of farm good through online means. When all these organization will fulfill the business goals of the according to the requirements, they will face some constraints such as budget, staffing, schedule, and office politics. Budget and staffing very relevant to each other, as this organization has only 4 main staff members, so they need to hire more employees, or they need to provide a training to them. So of course they need to spend money behind it. So in this way, budget and staffing impact on the growth of the organization, and likewise the schedule and politics as well. Now we will talk about the technical goals and a trade-off. Technical goals of for organizations are central database server availability. It will be a 99.98%, which is nearest to the maximum availability. Disaster recovery plan, security, manageability, adaptability. These are main technical goals of F4F organization. And in order to measure the performance of a network, there are some factors such as capacity, utilization rate, throughput, accuracy, efficiency, delay, and response time. We have set the values of these factors. And now we will talk about the trade-off. Trade-off is the balance between the different factors such as availability and a budget cost. When this organization will provide a more availability, of course it will demand a more budget, hence it won't be balanced between availability and budget. Then security and usability. This organization is trying to provide a more security to the customer data, so they will make the security features very complex, but at the same time it will be inconvenient for a user to use that network. And this organization has a plan to provide advanced technology, but it will demand more cost and human resources. And this when this organization will try to provide error-free data, so they need error-free data, so it will take a more time, hence it will be delayed. So it's hard to maintain the balance between throughput and delays. Same way capacity and network features, where the farmers living in a rural area, they don't have a much facility, so they have a very less capacity, so it will be worthless to put the new features on their network. Now I would like to call the Narendra for more explanation about the network design.
Thank you, Khushbu. Now I'd like to continue with a table of user communities for F4F. Here, this presents the user of the F4F networks here, and the table presents the size of the users, its location, and the applications they are using on F4F networks. So here we have 7 users including managing director, data analyst, logistic managers, which are just one, and the location is based on Brisbane office only, as it has only one office there, and we don't have any fixed number as per the design scenario. So we have assumed 10 drivers, 50 farmers, and 100 retailers for this one. And as you can see, there are the applications that can be used by these users. And next here we are going to talk about data stores, and here this table presents the the different servers that we have implemented on the FOF network. So here we have several servers, their locations, their applications, and the users who use this for different purpose. So next we have traffic flow. This table here presents the traffic flow that we have expected on FOF's network. So as you can see on the table here, we have listed out users like managing director, data analyst, and so some other as given on the table. So the applications the users use for this one and the destination with specific traffics. So we can see the total expected traffic on the right hand column in megabits and kbps here. So moving on to next one here, network application. So this is about the network application by the user. So the user here are company staff, clients, delivery drivers who use FOF's network. So we have 8 applications here: email, web service, delivery processing, company management system, financial system, logistic management, information system, and the last one we have here, printing system. So these are the applications that are used in FOF's network. So next I would like to call Manohar to carry on the rest part of the presentation.
Thank you, Narendra. Now I would like to talk about the model for the addressing and naming of the devices in the organization. So the organization is using the routers, several routers, switches, layer 3 switches, servers, user PCs, and they are named as per the table shown in the presentation slide. Apart from this, our network of 192.168.1.0/24 is taken, and they are divided into 3 subnets of /28 to fulfill the requirement, which can be seen from the table as well. Next slide, please. Now I would like to talk about the logical design of the network. For the design purpose, the concept of the hierarchical mesh topology has been taken into consideration, and the topology is staged in the 3 different layers: the core layer, distribution layer, and SS layer. Router sits in the core layer, 2 switches sits in the distribution layer, and the devices and the server sits in the SS layer. So as mentioned before, the network of 192.168.1.0/ has been /24 has been taken, and they are divided into different subnets. So apart from this, for the purpose of the security, the DMZ zone has been created where the web server and mail server interacting with the internet are placed. Next slide, please. So the design has been done in such a way that it meets the business and technical goals of the organization. In this design, the servers interacting with the internet has been placed in the DMZ for the security region. So for the security region, apart from this, there is only one branch, so there is no need of data transfer between the branches. So there is no need of the VPN services for this network design. So other than that, the design has been done in such a way that the backup servers, backup links has been created so that it supports the scalability, maximum availability, and each in the network has been assigned with the switches so that it supports the network expansion in the future without altering the network design. Apart from this, for the security purpose, stateful packet filtering firewall has been used, and the NAT has been configured in the firewall so that the CPU usage of the router is less, and CPU and router can be responsive for the packet forwarding. So, and for the availability, to increase the availability, backup links and backup servers has been created in the organizations. So analyzing all these aspects and doing all these researches, the network design recommended will help tends to achieve the maximum of the business and technical goals that is identified in the earlier sections. Now I would like to call Anjan to continue on the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Manohar. Now I'll continue with the routing and switching protocol and then security mechanisms we are implementing in this network. So talking about routing and switching protocol, we have used a link state routing protocol as a routing protocol because it is the best routing protocol for anonymous system. OSTP is one of the best link state routing protocol which we have used in this network design. Basically, this routing protocol um, is easy to configure and provides and easy to maintain as well. So it is best fit for the small organization like FOF. So in this network, we are using layer 3 switches. So uh, all the routing and switching things are taken care by OSPF protocol. So we don't need any switching protocol here. Next slide, please. So when talking about the security mechanism, we have implemented security mechanism for all of the 7 OSI layers. For physical layers, we have implemented, we are planning to implement biometric authentication and maintain separate room for the servers. And then for other networking devices and computers, CCTV surveillance will be provided. For data link layer, um, as MAC flooding and port stealing is the major threats in this layer, MAC filter will be used as a security mechanism to secure this layer. In network layer, um, IP address and or packet snooping is the major threat. So to prevent from these types of threat, we are using stateful packet filtering firewall, and a separate DMZ area is allocated for mail server and web servers. Transport, next one is transport layer. In transport layer, transport layer security protocol uh, is using in this network because this transport layer security protocol maintains the security using three components. First one is encryption, authentication, and then integrity. So next one is session layer. Brute force attack is the main threat for this layer. So to prevent these types of brute force attacks, while establishing the session, password can be exchanged, and then we can limit the number of attempt can be done to establish the session. The next one is presentation layer. uh, to prevent to secure this layer, we can separate the program function from the user input. So the user cannot insert malicious data through the input boxes and then input through input. So next one is the application layer. Application layer is close to users, so there is a high chance of DOS attacks. So to prevent these types of DOS attacks, web application firewalls, instruction detection systems, etc. can be used. Next slide, please. So at last, I would like to conclude this presentation. So first, during this whole network design, first we have identified the business goals and technical goals for FOF company. After that, we have identified the network application users and data stores, and then traffic flow within the network. After that, we have designed the network for logical network for FOF company using top-down networking methodology. After that, we have recommended what types of switching and routing protocol will be suitable for these types of network. And then at last, we have we have maintained the security in each and every OSI layer of this network. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.